ballots are if an individual votes, as for instance, my dad's 89 years old. His signature is nowhere as close to what it was, probably what you have on file. And you mentioned the signatures, you verify the fake signatures. The problem I have is if you go to a polling place and you walk up to the poll worker and you sign and you go vote and this vote is counted. But somebody may be voting absentee or mail-in ballot, and their signature may be getting thrown out because it doesn't match. And there's no way that they know that. They may be voting for 10 years and have their ballot thrown out because the signature don't match. Is there any, is there a process to where you notify these people that, or if I don't know how many signatures you have that don't match or don't verify, is there any process where you can call those people and say, hey, is this really your signature? Or, you know, you've changed your handwriting in 40 or 50 years, or, because I see that as a real problem, especially when some of these votes in Mendocino County, you know, I remember one supervisor race come down to 2 votes. So it's really crucial, and that's a concern of mine that I have with mail-in balloting is people that their address, you know, maybe some people can't write. You tell the difference between a 7 and a 9 on their street address or something. But I don't know how many of these ballots you throw out because the signatures don't match. But is there any way to notify these people so they can get a new signature card or do something to make it verify? Because I see that as a real problem.
What we do is when we have something that does not match, it's then reviewed by the assistant registrar of voters or myself. And if we determine that indeed the signature does not match, and we understand that, hey, my voter registration signature doesn't look like it does now. My voter registration was from when I was 18 years old. So we understand that the signatures change, but the trend of the signature doesn't change. And right now we've only rejected 54 out of over 21,000 ballots. And again, what we do is when the signature does not match, they are sent a letter with a new voter registration card and asked to either come into the office, and we do this as soon as we get them. So if we determine that the signature doesn't match when the ballot comes in April, they're given ample opportunity to come in and fix that and explain why their signature doesn't match. And that's the process. Every one of those folks is notified that their signature does not match.
But for that current election, their vote will be thrown out?
No, not if they can come in, they can show us their ID, they can refill out the voter registration card, and if we can determine if it's that person, their vote will count.
So what's the time frame for doing that?
Again, as soon as we do, what we do is when the mail comes in during the day, it's scanned, it's checked, and I would say 90% of that, 99% of the time, we are able to do that and turn that mail around in a 24-hour period. So again, the closer it gets to election day, they may not have as much time to rectify it, but we send these letters out. Oh,
I guess that's my point. What if they send them in the last day?
Then their signature does not match. They are still notified, but
will that vote count that election?
No. And like I said, we have 54 of those.
To me, that's crucial, that, because 54 is a lot of votes when elections have been decided in this county with 2 or more votes. So that's one of my main concerns about not having polling places, especially, for instance, in Covelo, there's no polling place, and it's a real issue in my district. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions to Ms. Ranachek? Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Ms. Ranachek, I think the concern that the sense I'm getting from what Dottie Copeland has raised in a number of calls I've had, not a lot, but several, is that the public isn't, and I haven't checked the website in many days to see what it's now looking like. But I think the public doesn't understand some of the nuances that maybe we would all understand. So when it says precincts reporting 235, and that is in sync with the existing number of precincts, 235, that shows that 100% of precincts are reporting. But that doesn't mean that this is 100% of the tallied votes.
Correct.
So I think that the public just needs more information on that and clarification on that. Maybe updates on the website saying, you know, this, whereas all precincts are reporting, and I heard something the other day, and maybe you could comment on this, that's actually required by the state to
Yes.
issue the initial tally. You've got to have 100% reporting.
Correct. Otherwise, we don't get to go home. We have to have
That's right.
something counted in each precinct.
Right. But I think that more information for the public would help them be more patient. And I think, as Ms. Copeland stated, that it's not a concern about accuracy. I think she said authenticity at all. It's more the public wants to know, and people have emotional investments, and all kinds of things are going on from election night to the present. And if the public could just get more information on what the process is, and no, this doesn't reflect 100% of the votes being counted. Here's what we do and why we do it. And a little more information like you're sharing with us today. Maybe that's gone out in a press release, I don't know. So they understand about the compliance issues that you have with respect to, you know, we need to do this to go home. Yet the process continues, and maybe that it takes more time when you're having to verify signatures versus when you actually vote